Hello guys and welcome back to Legos Island. It is Sunday, December 31st, 2023, and for the first time in exactly 5 years since the 2019 New Year's party, it is released the day before actual New Year's Day. It is currently New Year's Eve at like 9:58 p.m. EST, so we're technically 2 hours away till 2024. The problem is I better hope I get this up before then, because I still got a backyard video to do and a, New Year's countdown video. All in the next 2 hours. So let's hope this doesn't take that long. Also, I wasn't able to get the Zolzaf free. I do apologize. I just have no time at this point. We are literally 2 hours away. And there's no way I'm getting there in time. So, you're going to have to stick with this one for just right now. And yes, I already hear fireworks. I already started hearing fireworks as early as like 6 p.m. I know. That's crazy. And I was out of the house at the time, so yeah. Anyway, as you guys can see, we have the New Year's Party 2024 from December 31st through January 3rd. It will end on Wednesday, January 3rd. So it will go for the first few days of the year. Anyway, as you can see here, the New Year's countdown is a lot smaller compared to previous years. It's almost kind of nearly the same size as the 2019 one, maybe just slightly bigger. You'll notice on top we have, of course, 24 to represent 2024. But it says until 2024, 2 hours. In fact, now exactly 2 hours until 2024. Perfect timing for me to say that. We are now exactly 2 hours away till 2024, at least in my time zone. For some of you, it probably might already be that, or not. For me, right now, we are exactly 2 hours away, which is crazy. This year was insane. And also kind of fun, honestly. 2023 was actually kind of fun. Actually, really fun for me. I did a lot of crazy stuff that I never thought I would do. And I feel proud of myself. And I'll say it again in the backyard video, because I want to go more in depth there. Anyway. With that said, as you can see, and yes, before we head up to the balcony, I'll head up to the balcony in a minute to go get some dogs, but let's showcase the port first. As you guys can see, it is decorated with a number 24. Or at least a little dance floor that says number, that of course says 24. Which is pretty cool. Also, in reference to, of course, the last number of the year being 4, I put 4 colors for this party. We have, in order, it is red, light blue, white, and dark blue. Now, these colors are actually references to this island alone. The red and white is a reference to Evil Cluck's colors, and the light blue and dark blue are the references to this world's exact 2 colors. Why this? I don't know. I just felt like it. But also, I know we did red in 2020. No, sorry, 2022. My bad. But I wanted to do it again just because I'm actually starting to kind of run out of colors. So that can explain. Actually, every single color except for white is being reused from the last few parties. So, that can probably explain. But again, I'm actually starting to kind of run out of colors. So, yeah, I had to start reusing some. Anyway, that can explain what the colors are. And as you can see, the port is heavily decorated with these. By the way, much like most New Year's parties, some Christmas-themed rooms are still here. But that is as expected. Most of them are thankfully gone. It's mostly a lot of the inside rooms. That's it. Most of the outside ones are gone. But it is as expected to still see probably a few around here, like, say, Lit Up Tree Mountain, for example. Anyway. That's it for the port. I hope you guys love it. It looks very cool and very, very decorated. We also have our first item. Speaking of which, all of these items were made the day beforehand. I even started this event like a day in advance as well. Yeah, there's probably a reason I'm filming it at the time that I am. So let's pick up the New Year's 2024 hat. Let's put it on. And that is how it looks. And the items in this party are actually a lot more interesting than you may think. Because they actually use all the colors from this party. Which is pretty cool. So yep, that is the countdown right here. Looks very cool and very, very nice. Anyway, we're going to head up to the balcony now. But before we do that, here is the subway. I changed it to these because it looked cool. Although, actually, if I'm being honest, I honestly prefer the glowstone. There we go. Now it works. Much better. Yeah, because normally it's glowstone here. I thought I did that as decoration, but nah, the glowstone looks better. Plus also it's less for me to clean up anyway. Anyway, now it's time for me to get some dogs. Pie, Jack-o'-lantern, and Cutie. Okay, we're actually going to need Rez for this, so we're going to swap out Pie for Rez. Yeah, I'm referring to you specifically. Actually, we'll take Lapis instead of Jack-o'-lantern. Alright, back to the tour. So, here's the balcony. It doesn't look that different compared to the Christmas party. There are some semi-minor differences, but it doesn't look that different compared to the Christmas party. And here is my cave. Looks very cool. Some elements are actually still taken from the Christmas party like this, but I did change it up a little bit alongside this. But as you can see, there are, of course, streamers all over the place, which looks very cool. And yes, we have a number 24 here on the carpet, like as in tradition. Like I always try to put the respective year number on the rug here on, like, you know, the floor. Of course, with the two numbers representing the respective, you know, number of the said year. So, for example, since we're about to go into 2024, we put 24 here. Much like how we did that. Oh, and yes, that also exists up there, too. As a reference to last year's party. Anyway, my cave actually does look pretty cool, if I'm being quite honest. And I hope you guys love it, because this took some time to do. Speaking of which, if you're curious what the first room I did is, I'm going to be honest, it was the port. The last room I did prior to recording this video, ironically, I'm not going to lie, it was the village. Anyway, let's move on. Because the event room, yeah, so I can get down there. Yep, it is, of course, updated for this party. And in the next episode, the next episode after, we will be showcasing all the events for 2024 for this world. Not in the next episode, but the next one after. As, of course, we are still going to come back here on New Year's Day to set off some fireworks. Which is why you don't see any around here yet. Because we're going to wait till it's actually, you know, New Year's Day to do that. With all that said, this looks actually really cool. And with all that being said, yeah, we have a number 24. And we have a ton of streamers all over the place. This honestly looks very, very cool for New Year's. And with all that said, there's not much else to say. This room honestly looks really cool. And let's move on. Alright, now that we're out of my cave. Okay, cool. I'm just making sure these guys, you know, are actually following. Okay, so we're done with the port, balcony, cave, and event room. So we're going to move on to the lodge next. Actually, scratch that. The lodge was the last room I decorated. Sorry, I just remembered, like, right now. Yeah, the lodge was the last room I did before recording. So, sorry about that. I just got confused. But the village was done before that. But, regardless, that doesn't matter. What does matter is this entire huge 2024 sign. I mean, I had to make at least one reference to last year's party where there was a huge 2023 sign. And I wanted to do something very similar to that because of how freaking awesome it looked the year prior. So I did it again. It looked way too cool to not do again. And this is meant to represent like a firework right here. A lit up firework, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, it does block the window right here, but hey, that's fine. We don't really do much with it anyway. Oh, okay. Just curious who that was up there. Yeah, that's just Lapis. But we do have a ton of streamers up here, as you can see. It looks very, very cool and very interesting. So, what do you guys think? Honestly, this is obviously my favorite part of the room, but also I love this too. But this honestly has to be my personal favorite part of the room, obviously. I mean, couldn't it just not get any better than that? Like I said, the lodge was the last room I decorated before recording this video, which is still not a joke. So, yeah, this was literally done last minute. I mean, I was trying to remove as much of the Christmas event as I possibly could, and this was one of the last rooms I can get to. Obviously, as you may notice, there are still some elements left over from it, but basically every bit of it is basically gone. The fire does look cool, but obviously when this party is over, that will be removed. The fire right here. I just thought I'd keep it because it honestly just looked cool. But yeah, it honestly looks really cool for the year. It really does. Of course, this is of course back to, of course, this. Yep, because of course now Christmas is over. So of course it is back to that for like the whole year. Up until Halloween, I guess, when we do the Haunted Mansion again. But regardless, this is how it looks. It looks very, very cool. Yep, like I said, I tried removing every Christmas-related decoration in here as much as I could. I tried removing as much as I could from the Christmas party. And see, there's your proof we can't look out this window because that's blocking it. And yes, there are some decorations here, as you can see, because that's normally the 2024 sign that's up above. With all that being said, that wraps up the entire lodge. Literally, that literally wraps up the whole thing, which is crazy. Anyway, we're gonna move on now. The next room to be decorated is actually the theme park. But actually, before we go there, let's actually go collect our next item because, arguably, it is actually right here. Yep, right here, the New Year's 2024 shirt. Put it on, and that is how it looks. You may notice it is now starting to show all of the colors of this party, as I did previously address that would be the case. Yep, this is how it looks. Looks very cool. And yeah, this is obviously not updated. Up there is not updated, but I will get rid of those decorations very soon. Maybe on January 1st I'll try and remove the rest, but hey, I got to as many as I could. But this is how it looks. And with all that being said, there's not much to say about this room. Which can also be said about the resort. Okay, never mind. I am completely wrong. Now, like I said, there are some elements from the party left over. But you may notice a lot of it is gone. As you can see, while there is no items down here, just to clarify, there are a ton of decorations here in the resort, which is very, very cool. There are a lot of decorations down here. Basically, every Christmas-related decoration has been replaced with New Year's decorations, thankfully. And, yeah, it looks very cool, if I'm being quite honest. So what are your guys' thoughts on all of this? Doesn't it look pretty cool? I definitely think it does. I definitely think it looks pretty interesting for what it is. And the beacons also look pretty cool. Oh yeah, and they're over there as well. Which, speaking of which, this is updated with basically all the Christmas decorations being removed outside of the ice. But we will get to all of that later, as I was about to go over to the theme park before collecting our next item anyway. So that would make sense if we went there next, as we were just about to go there before realizing, hey, let's just collect our next item before going here. And, hey, I'm actually glad I did, because this honestly looks really cool. Anyway, here is the New Year's themed theme park. It looks very cool. And yes, we do have, of course, firework rocket. Beautiful. Okay, in actual seriousness. Back to the tour. Like last time, this is not updated. But, hopefully, we will get another new Medieval banner soon. We didn't even get a Christmas one this year, unlike last year. That's unfortunate, actually. Oh well. Like the Christmas event, this is not updated. Like, the only rooms that are updated are, ironically, the ones that were updated for the Christmas party. Anyway, this is how it looks in full form. And, of course, we do have over here as well, which is pretty cool. And there are some extra decorations like this right here that were not here last time. Oh, and yes, I will eventually, you know, get rid of that. We don't want to repeat, of course, last year's Christmas design. Where that stayed for like a whole year, for like almost an entire year. Anyway, this is decorated as you can clearly see. And it looks very cool. It's basically, like, literally where all the Christmas decks were, if it wasn't already pretty obvious. Also, how the heck did a cow get in here? We've never seen a cow around here. In this specific part. So, that's something. Okay, and surprisingly, this melted. Anyway, let's put some ice there to prevent that from melting again. Regardless, in here, let's just make this very quick. There's nothing in here. Outside of course, the, you know, soul torches and leftover snow. But outside of that, we can just straight up get out of here. And actually, the water park is back to normal, outside of course, having to remove this last-minute Christmas stuff. But for right now, it honestly looks good. And plus also, the background looks really cool anyway. So we'll leave it there until after the party. Because after this party, it goes back to daytime for... Actually, it's actually going to be daytime for a while, actually. Actually, for a long while, actually. It's going to be daytime for about almost 2 months, actually. That's actually serious. This is going to be the last time it's going to be night for like almost 2 months. I'm not kidding. It's probably not going to be night again on the island until probably like February. And late February at that. So, yeah, we better enjoy the nighttime while we can, because it will be back to daytime on this island up until late February, which is pretty interesting. Back to the point, though. That's it for the theme park, because there is basically nothing left here. But it is very cool how I was able to design it like this. And in here does also look pretty cool. But actually, what makes more sense is if we did this. That is much better. Actually? Oh, god dang it! I almost thought I lost that one for a second. Whew, thank God. Thank God. Okay. Let me just fix that for a second. And we're good. That's what I wanted to do. Sorry about that. I did not realize that. Anyway, that's it for the theme park. Let's move on, because our next location is actually the campsite. Which, just to clarify something, there's not much here. Okay, maybe there is a lot here, but maybe not as much here as compared to the Christmas party for Legos Island Christmas. But regardless, you get the idea, though. In there is still here from the Christmas event, but that is as expected because I did not have enough time to go in there and remove. But again, that is as expected. Anyway, the tents are decorated as you can see, which honestly, they look so cool. And honestly, I have one more idea that I want to do. This shouldn't take long. Oh, god dang it. Should not take long. And one more. That actually looks a lot cooler, if I'm being quite honest. Why didn't I do that before filming the video? Speaking of which, our next item, the New Year's 2024 pants, which this is how it looks. It is in white, which is pretty cool. We're also going to take a copy of this. Apparently, I have all the items, because, of course, this was back when I made them. So I'm recollecting them again via their item stands, which, yes, this is located here on the campsite. And this is how it looks. It looks very decorated in here. And what do you guys think? Comment down below. Alright guys, our next location is not the dog park, but it is changed back. It is actually the Buffalo House location. And as you can see, it is updated. A lot. Well, actually, it's mainly changed back to normal outside of course, you know, the ice. But, you know what? The ice just looks way too cool here, and obviously, of course, will be removed after the party. But I did want to keep these beacons up because this is actually where I originally got the inspiration to do the beacons in these colors. So if you're curious, yep, this is literally where I did it. And honestly, it came out great. And that's literally the only decoration here. Everything else, as you can see, has been changed back to normal, which is very cool. Of course, as you would expect, all of the Advent calendar doors have been removed, outside of the ones that still have Christmas room designs in, like that, for example. So, basically every single one has been removed. Oh, and yeah, over here is back to normal, and of course the door has been removed, alongside over there as well. Which, by the way, we never actually decorated despite having a construction. I do apologize. I completely forgot to decorate that room. It took me until basically the party's conclusion to realize that. I know, that's stupid. Anyway, just to clarify, we're going to go up here right now because, as you'll notice, this and this are not updated. And the same thing applied the year beforehand. But here, and apparently we have the minecart here for some reason. Our second to last item in this party is the New Year's 2024 shoes. Put those on, and now we have the full armor set, which is pretty cool. Anyway, notice how they all relate to the colors of this party. Anyway, the mountain should not take that long to showcase, mainly because you can see a lot of the decorations from the previous event have obviously been removed. This obviously would make a lot of sense. So this should not take long to showcase. And then we're going to be right down at the village for our last item. Going inside, we can clearly see that this is updated for this party, which is pretty cool. And you may have saw bits of this earlier when getting the dogs. And that's true because this was updated. Which, honestly, it looks so cool. And that's really all that needs to be said about this room. It honestly looks so freaking cool. Oh, hey, nice. They actually got in here. Nice. Alright, back to the point. This also looks very cool as well. And with that said, let's get out of here. Because all we have left now is just the village. Which, hey, there's actually a minecart here. What a coincidence. Down to the village. Oh, come on, Lapis, don't do that to me. Hey, don't even think about it. And thank God there's no minecarts here. Outside of that one. But that was always there. Regardless, this is the subway. It is decorated for this party. And now, finally, but not least, the village. Just to clarify, only the outside is decorated. Because as you may notice, all of these still retain the Christmas designs. But again, that is as expected. And actually, the same thing applied last year, too. So, that's nothing new. Because actually, I recently rewatched last year's episode for the New Year's party. And yeah, the same thing applied there too. The final item in this party, the New Year's 2024 banner. This is so freaking cool, man. Let's go ahead and let's put that on. That looks very cool. And now we have every single item in this party. And this is how it looks presentably. Cutie, get out of the way, bud. Hey, get out of the way. Thanks. This is how it actually looks. It looks very, very cool, if I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, now that I got that out of the way, and now that we have all of the items in the party, the village, as you can see, is decorated for New Year's. Which honestly looks so freaking cool. And yes, to clarify, up here is back to normal. Just with snow on it, of course. So, that's nice. Yeah, I still hear fireworks. Don't know if you can hear that. But I definitely can. Alright. Let's get back to the point. Much better. Okay. So, again, this is how it looks. It looks very well decorated for this party. And that actually wraps up this entire episode of Legos Island after only 26 minutes. That's crazy. That's basically how long the Christmas event took to tour. But, yeah. What do you guys think? We will be back on New Year's Day, January 1st, 2024, to set off some amazing fireworks. With all that being said, I will see you all in the next episode. What is your favorite room of the New Year's party? And with all that being said, goodbye! And like and subscribe.